At Royal Roads University, we're proud to acknowledge that the campus is located on the traditional lands of the Quepsum and Lekwungen ancestors and their families. And it is with gratitude that we now learn and work here, where the past, present, and future of Indigenous and non-Indigenous students, faculty, and staff come together. My name is Mark Dickinson. I'm the Pathways Coordinator at Royal Roads, and I take care of the transfer agreements with our domestic partner schools. And I am joined today by Nicole Poynton and Vivian Trin from the international team, as well as Andrea and Johan, who will be on hand to help us out with today's presentation. For those of you who didn't attend any of the introduction sessions yesterday, we're just going to give a real quick brief overview of Royal Roads University and what makes us different. These are some of our values. We see life as a qualification refers to the fact that when somebody applies to Royal Roads University, we're not just looking at their academic achievements, we're also looking at their work and life experience as well. And we put a lot of value on that. And so we offer flexible admissions, which I know that many of you have probably just attended that session, as well as standard admissions into our programs. Profs who know your name are class sizes are smaller, and you get to know your professors by their first name, and they get to know you by your first name as well. You'll get to know all your classmates by name. To us, you're much more than just a student number. And most of our students, by the time they finish their program, they have no idea what their student number is, because they absolutely never use it. Learning based on life refers to our well, we have core faculty at Royal Roads University. We also have associate faculty that come and teach for us, and these are people who are working in their respective professions who come to Royal Roads as associate faculty, or, like as we like to call them, scholar practitioners, and they teach some of our programs for us. So these are people in business that are coming and teaching our business programs, and professional communicators are coming in and teaching some of our communications programs. So they're bringing real-time knowledge into the classroom and sharing that with students. Connections for Life refers to our cohort model, which most of the programs at Royal Roads University are the cohort model. And you start your program and complete the program with mostly the same group of people. And this really builds connection, it builds community, and it builds a professional network that you take with you beyond your time at Royal Roads University. We're also built differently. Royal Roads University rose from the ground as a university, first as a family estate that was built by a BC coal baron for himself and his family. The top left-hand corner is our movie star. It's Hatley Castle, which you may recognize it from movies Deadpool, X-Men, the Disney's Descendants were just some of the movies that were filmed on campus. There's many beautiful gardens around the campus. The Japanese garden on the right there is just one of them. It's just a beautiful spot, especially this time of year, which hopefully we can be on campus soon, because it's an amazing spot to go and just enjoy the sights and sounds and smells of the campus. We are in 565 acres of old growth forest, and the bottom left-hand corner, Charlie's Trail, is just one of the many trails that snake all the way through campus, and they're beautiful places to explore. The bottom right-hand corner is shows the Esquimalt Lagoon, and the Esquimalt Lagoon is the edge of the campus, and it's actually a protected bird sanctuary. And the mountains you see off there in the distance that are across the ocean are the Olympic Mountains in Washington State. So we're very close to the U.S. border. So what is a transfer agreement? Transfer agreement is also commonly known as a articulation agreement, or also a pathways agreement. And really simply, a transfer agreement is where Royal Roads has looked at our partners, some of our partner schools programs or programs, and we've pre-approved that the curriculum meets the admission requirements for our Royal Roads programs. And what this does is creates a really nice smooth pathway for students who want to come to Royal Roads to complete their undergraduate degree. We offer a full block transfer into our undergraduate degrees, and students start in the 4th year of those degrees. I should mention that we do have some partial block transfers into our master's programs that offer, I believe it's between 9 and 12 credits from usually it's a bachelor's degree into our master's programs. And if you're currently in a program that we don't that doesn't have a pathway into a Royal Roads University, it's no problem. If you're in a program that's at least a 2-year diploma program, that you will end up with 60 credits and get that B average. Plus meeting any other admission requirements into a Royal Roads program, you can still apply through standard admissions. So now I'm going to pass things over to Vivian.
Thank you, Mark, and hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us this afternoon or evening, wherever you are. Royal Roads University has transfer agreements with institutions big and small, public and private, across Canada and around the world. You can go to our website to see a full list of all of our transfer agreements, where you can filter by institution, area of study, and location. As a summary, we have transfer agreements with institutions in Canada, in British Columbia, across the prairies, Ontario, Quebec, and in the Atlantic provinces. We also have transfer agreements with institutions worldwide, including colleges in the United States and institutions in India, Singapore, China, Hong Kong, and more. We also have agreements with global qualifications units like the Scottish Qualifications Authority and Pearson, who offer their credentials at centers worldwide. So you can take advantage of our transfer agreements differently depending on where you are in your student journey. For some of you, that might mean the opportunity to begin your studies closer to home and then eventually transferring to Royal Roads to finish your degree. For others, maybe you're planning ahead and you want to be able to experience different parts of Canada during your studies, or maybe to even experience different post-secondary institutions to diversify your education. Perhaps you've already started your studies at an institution and you recently discovered Royal Roads is a better fit for you and you're looking to pathway over here. Whatever your situation is, just start planning now and make sure you reach out to us so we can help you plan your journey. We can go over to the next slide. So at Royal Roads, we recognize that every student is different and all of your journeys and needs are different. So that's why we offer multiple program delivery methods that includes online, blended, and on campus. Let's go to the next slide. So I'll quickly summarize our program delivery models if you didn't catch it in our previous presentations. Royal Roads has been online since day one, so we are very proud leaders of online learning. And our online learning is flexible, so you can log on and finish your courses and assignments at your own schedule, but usually within a weekly schedule. And our programs are designed so that they are interactive and engaging. So you'll access Moodle, which is our open source online learning platform. And that's where you'll engage with your cohort and your instructors via discussion posts, reflective activities, real life assignments, getting feedback from your peers, team activities and assignments, readings, feedback from your instructor, and together you're building shared knowledge on this platform. Online learning certainly has its challenges, but it requires self-discipline, great time management, but these are all really great transferable skills in today's workplace. Next slide, please. Our blended learning model is a perfect combination of online learning with on-campus learning. So I was a lucky alum of Royal Roads University and got to experience the blended model, and I was able to work while learning and also really develop these long-lasting relationships with my cohort. You get the flexibility of online learning, and then you'll plan to come to our campus once or twice, depending on your program, for your residency. And the residency is usually 1 to 2 weeks long. The residencies are full-time and immersive, so don't try to keep working while you're in your residency. You'll be with your cohort and your instructors from 8 to 5, engaging within the classroom and in the community. Outside of that, you'll be working on team projects, doing your readings and homeworks. But of course, your programs will also organize some fun social activities for you guys to wind down and really get to know each other on a personal level. You will have the opportunity to stay on campus if you are doing a residency, and this is something we highly recommend, even if you do live in Victoria. It lets you really immerse in your residency and fully engage with your cohort and really dive into those projects that you're working on over those weeks. Next slide. And lastly, we have our on-campus delivery. And so this model lets you experience our beautiful historical campus full-time. You can get regular access to all of our on-campus amenities like our rec center, our library, the cafe. Some of our pathway programs are only delivered on campus. So that includes the Bachelor of Business Administration program in Innovation and Sustainability, our Bachelor of Arts in International Hotel Management, and our Bachelor of Arts in Global Tourism Management. Our other on-campus programs are delivered in a 12-month intensive program delivery model. So you'll be completing years 3 and 4 of your 4-year degree within a 12-month time frame. And I'll just pass it over now to Nicole, who will dive deeper into our pathway programs.
Thank you, Mark and Vivian. So yeah, getting started with the programs that you can transfer into at Royal Roads at a year 3 level into years 3 and 4, starting with our Bachelor of Commerce in Entrepreneurial Management. So as Vivian mentioned, some of the programs are only offered in one delivery mode. This one is offered in a 24-month blended format. So it is online with 2 week-long on-campus residency periods. And it is for entrepreneurs, as you'll see in the name, but also intrapreneurs, those very innovative types looking to bring that entrepreneurial spirit to a business, whether it's something of their own or to an organization that already is existing. The standard admission requirements, Mark ran through these. There are slight differences between some of the programs. This program requires 2 years of work experience, and the other programs that I will run through have a slightly different credit mix, but that is, for the credit perspective, that is more outside of the transfer agreements if you're looking to come in outside of the transfer agreement parameters. So this program starts next August 23rd, and the deadline is quickly approaching, May 23rd. All right, next slide, Mark. Thank you. So the next program is the BBA in Innovation and Sustainability. And as Vivian mentioned, this program is full-time on campus over 2 years with a summer break. And this is for students, as the name gives a lot of it away, but who are really interested in the sustainability aspects of business, but also bringing that innovative side to it as well. It is project-based, so you're diving into project work as a huge component of your study. And it is very triple bottom line focused. So people, planet, and profit all boiled in together. And the standard admission requirements that Mark mentioned apply to this program if you're looking at coming in outside of a transfer agreement, and the transfer agreements would be based on these requirements. So next intake for this is September 7th, and the application deadline is June 7th, a little less than a month away. All right, next program, the BA in Global Tourism Management. Another one that's offered on campus over 2 years with a summer break. And so this is a more broad strokes tourism program, looking at a lot of different aspects of tourism and areas that you can go into afterwards, beyond just hotels. The next program we'll talk about is one that focuses specifically on hotels, but that does not mean that this program doesn't incorporate a hospitality aspect. This is a very wide-ranging program. And we do have people who become entrepreneurs who are working for destination marketing organizations and beyond coming in and out of this program. And so the standard admission for this program is, as Mark mentioned, and our website has all the specific requirements if you're looking at this program, and if you're scanning to see if you're part of a transfer agreement where you're currently studying or you might be intending to study, or even if you're not, these requirements are to bear in mind. And this program also starts September 7th with an application deadline of June 7th. And the BA in International Hotel Management, this is a hotel and hospitality focused program, same format as the BA in Global Tourism Management, and similar to it, they both have very experiential aspects to them. So they both offer work placements within the program where you're doing a co-op-like experience and you're getting a lot of applied networking and get that experiential right in the program. So this is very focused within the sector, one of the sectors here in Victoria and beyond in British Columbia that is extremely thriving, the tourism sector, and graduates are in high demand. And over this past year with the pandemic affecting the tourism sector, these two programs have been extremely innovative in looking into the future of tourism and ensuring that the graduates are going to be keeping pace and even setting the pace of the tourism industry going forward. So this program starts September 7th and apply by June 7th, same as with the Global Tourism Management Program. BA in Justice Studies. So this is where we get into the programs. This one and the next few that we'll go through are the ones that are offered full-time on campus in an intensive 12-month format. You can also take them in a blended format. So there's choices within this in terms of which format you'd like to take. The blended format, which allows you to continue working and you would come to campus for those short residency periods, that's over 24 months. If you're taking it on campus, you can do it much more quickly in the 12 months. So lots of options depending on what your situation is. This is a program that focuses on justice-related career outcomes and criminology. There are some law perspectives within this program as well. And this program we have many block transfers into this program, transfer agreements into this program. But if that does not apply to you, then just go on our website and have a look at the specific requirements with this program. But again, it's that 60 credits or a 2-year diploma for most recognized institutions worldwide with a minimum B average. That's the magic recipe for most of our programs here for degree completion at Royal Roads. And this program starts September 7th, as with the previous two programs, and the application deadline is coming up June 7th. The admissions team is going to be busy. All right, next program. So the BA in Professional Communication, this program is, as with Justice Studies, there's the two options, the intensive 12-month or the blended 24-month. And the 24-month in this program has two-week on-campus residencies. And this is a well-rounded communications program with academic rigor and applied aspects. You're covering a lot of territory within this program. This program starts September 13th and with an application deadline of June 13th. Next slide. And then we have our Bachelor of Science in Environmental Science program. As with the previous two programs, this has a full-time on-campus intensive, so that's from September to August for all of these programs that are offered in the full-time intensive on-campus format. And then this also has a blended offering for those that are continuing to work and juggle, and that would be online with 2 one-week on-campus residencies. And this is a highly applied program where students that are on campus or when they're coming for their residencies, they'll be working on our labs. They're working towards careers in the growing and really in-demand sector of environmental sciences. This program starts September 7th, apply by June 7th, but we also have the blended offering, which starts next spring. So there's an application deadline of January 14th. This is one, if you're not coming in under a transfer agreement, to certainly check out the website because there are some specific course requirements within this program in the sciences and math and communications. Next slide. So our Bachelor of Science or Bachelor of Arts in Environmental Practice is a fully online program, and it has flexible completion timing within it. So certainly it's worth exploring this deeply on our website because it's a very flexible in many ways program. And it is, again, like the Bachelor of Science in Environmental Science, the environmental sector, environmental careers is just growing and growing. This program is established with Eco Canada and the Canadian Centre for Environmental Education. And the admission requirements for this vary depending on whether you're going into the Bachelor of Science or Bachelor of Arts. But if there's a transfer agreement in place, then that's less that you need to worry about, because the transfer agreement is going to ease you through that pathway. So it starts September 6th, and you need to apply by June 6th. It is also offered starting January 6th with an application date of October 6th. So lots of intakes for this program. And next slide. And then we have our Bachelor of Arts in Interdisciplinary Studies. So this program offers some variety, and you are able to choose a focus as you come in, and then the program area will work with you to determine what your goals are coming out of the program, and immerse yourself in different areas across the Royal Road spectrum of programs. So very interesting program, and it can be done online. It can be done in combination with some on-campus courses, because you are bringing together programming from across different programs. So this program starts September 13th, and the application deadline is June 13th for that program. And I believe that brings us to the end of the program slide. So I'm going to send things back over to Mark, who's going to talk about the application process.
Yeah, thank you, Nicole. So our application process is very simple. It's an online application form that you fill out, and at that time you won't be submitting any documents. You just fill out the form. There's a fee of $126.28. And coming through a pathway, you would need to submit your official transcripts, and by official, to be official, a transcript has to come from the issuing institution and come directly to Royal Roads University. And I do want to mention something, that if you're currently in a program at one of our partner colleges, or even not another program period, and you're thinking, let's say, of coming to Royal Roads in the fall, but you want to apply now and your program's not over, you can still apply now. You would send in the transcripts that you have for your courses so far, and if things look good, you get a conditional offer of acceptance, and then you would submit get the issuing institution to submit your final transcript, and then you would get that seat into the program. So there are other documents that may be required. Depends on the program and whether you're standard or flexible admissions. And this could include a detailed resume, personal statement, or statement of intent. And this is really a letter just from you to Royal Roads saying why you should be in the program, and you know what you're going to bring into the program and what your goals are. This is really where we get to know you. Also, you may be required to submit 2 letters of reference, and ideally this would be a professional letter of reference as well as an academic letter of reference, and they would need to come directly to Royal Roads University by the author of the letter. So when you're ready, if and when you're ready to make that next step, as Vivian was saying, we highly recommend that you talk to our enrollment teams. They're here to help you. They're here to give you information to make sure that the program that you're looking at and you want to get into is going to suit your education goals. They'll also help you with the application process, and they can point you in to other resources within Royal Roads University. You can talk to people in the program area, or they can direct you to talk directly to alumni of the program that you're interested in. So the domestic team can be reached at learn.more@royalroads.ca, and the international team can be reached at learn.more.international@royalroads.ca. And of course, financial planning should be part of your education planning, and we have an amazing financial aids and awards team on hand, and they're happy to help you with things like navigating the student loan system. They can help you see if there's funding that might be available for you through awards, bursaries, or scholarships, and other means. And thank you very much. Really appreciate everybody coming and visiting us today. I'm going to stop sharing, and we will answer any questions that you may have. Excuse me while I bring the questions up. So yeah, we have a sorry, I'm not sorry. I'm having a small technical difficulty at the moment.
No worries, Mark. So I think you three did a great job because so far we don't have any questions.
Okay.
But I know when we used to travel and we used to visit colleges or we would be a few fairs, people normally ask, what about if maybe you have a current agreement with my college, but my program is not listed as part of the agreements? What would you recommend to those students?
Just simply that if they to check our website and to see if the program that they are currently in meets the admission requirements for the program that they're interested. And actually beyond that, I would say talk to our enrollment advisors.
Other question that we have is, are there currently pathways or transfer agreements with master programs at the master level? I know we were focusing a lot in the undergrad programs, but is there anything currently in place for the master level?
There are a few, but there are none of them are actual block transfers. So that we do have I think there's about 8 or 9 agreements with some grad certificate some grad certificates at our partner schools, as well as I think 1 or 2 colleges and universities that offer between 9 and 12 credits into one of our master's programs.
Thank you, Mark.
Yeah, you're welcome.
There's one more question, and that is, I think, is looking into a different way of how we talk about pathways, so maybe where you were focusing, but I think there's a fantastic question. Would an applicant for a master in interdisciplinary studies need to have a BA in justice study or other kind of, can be BA in communication or other, or will be applicants from any educational background or career experience be considered to start a new path, to begin a new path?
So, so it's kind of a yes and no question. So if you have a degree, a bachelor's degree, and wanted to come into the Master of Arts in Interdisciplinary Studies, it definitely helps. And this is again where we may look at your work experience as well as your life experience as part of your application into that program.
Thank you, Mark. And actually, I would like to pass kind of to Nicole, Vivian, and Mark. Like, do you have any other tips or any recommendations for people that might be looking into pathways? Yeah, anything that you would like to share with others at this point?
Just a difference of the Royal Roads transfer pathway in that we aren't really looking from a credit by credit perspective for those who don't have a transfer agreement in place with their schools. So if you have 60 credits or 2 years of post-secondary education, it is worth approaching us, seeing how it fits. If there is the odd requirement, and for most programs, there really aren't specific requirements, but for the Bachelor of Science and Environmental Science, for example, and then we're just going to be looking at the relatedness of the program and how well that program fits coming into the program. So again, it's a very holistic, flexible way of looking at transfer. And while there may be some specific requirements, we are not going to look at it from an every single credit perspective.
And I guess I'll just add, start planning today and reach out to us, because, don't disqualify yourself. Come talk to us, because we will help guide you through that whole process and better understand how you can join Royal Roads for your educational journey.
Yeah, good point, Vivian.
I have another question that is not related with pathways, but I feel like we have 3 experts here that can help us with this question, as we have someone in the chat box asking about it. So Rafael is asking, he's an international student studying class in the fall semester, and he is curious to learn more about how to get information about transportation, how to move around the city. And I know, Nicole, you did a presentation yesterday about Victoria, so I'm going to put you in the spot.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, I think that BC Transit, if you're looking for particular transit advice, then BC Transit is a good place to start. And then even, you know, I mentioned yesterday, someone was wondering about syncing up where they wanted to live and if it was too far away as a neighborhood. So I just suggested using the Google Maps and then mapping it using the transportation. So if you're taking the bus, it will map out how far that is away and help you through that. I know that our student services team is extremely helpful when it comes to transit issues as well, because they're helping with the UPass. And so they're very connected with a lot of different services. So if there's any more sort of extensive questions or concerns around transit or getting to and from campus, the student services team reaching out to them, even in advance of becoming a student, reaching out to learn.more.international@railroads.ca. And we can help with specific concerns about, you know, helping you get set up, sending you to the right place in Railroads where we have experts. I believe in pretty much everything that a new student would need to know as they are planning their Railroads journey.
Thank you, Nicole. I also would like to add, Victoria is a great city for biking, and you can bike pretty much all year round. I'm a little bit biased as I just started biking last year, so now I'm promoting a healthy way to connect and move around the city. So biking can be also a great option for you. So I believe we came to the end of the session, and I don't see any other questions in the chat box. So I think this is going to give us some time to do some gift. So now actually I'm going to put you again in the spot, Mark, Nicole, and Vivian. If each of you would like to ask a question about the information that you share during the presentation, and the first person that responds that question will get a gift. So I don't know, who would like to start?
I'll start, but before I do, I just want to encourage everybody. We have a next presentation starts at 4:15, and it's with the Indigenous Student Services. So to encourage everybody to attend that session as well. So my first question will be, how many credits do you need to get into a program at Railroads University? So Ivy got the answer first, and that's 60. So Ivy, if you can connect with Yuhan, who is on the call, and she will get your information and we'll get that gift off to you. Thank you.
Who would like to go next? Vivian, I see that you are muted yourself.
I'll make mine harder. Can someone name an on-campus program? Oh. MEMIS?
That is correct. So Gabriela, I will ask you again, once again, if you can connect with Yuhan directly and message her and provide your address so we can send you the gift. And I guess that will pass over to Nicole.
Oh, we have 3 this time. Okay, great. How many undergraduate level tourism programs do we have at Railroads? Fast. All right. I think Tashiek got it first. Andrea, you let me know if I'm right. I'm not quite up on the chat.
Yes, that is correct. So Tashiek, if you can also connect directly with our colleague Yuhan and provide your address, you can be your home address or your office address, and we can send those gifts to you. So thank you so much, Nicole and Vivian and Mark, for such a great presentation. And thank you so much for everybody that joined us today.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And as Mark said, our next session is going to be about Indigenous Student Services. And we are going to start in 10 minutes.
Mrs. Andrea, oh, sorry to interrupt you, but I typed the answer first. Sorry to press about it. I said 2